right, if you make New England PR, you probably are PR'd in your state. So
Yes.
we'll count that as one. Has, I believe, been PR'd in at least one other region as well. I don't know if he overlapped with a PR season in South Korea, but was there and beating some of the best players in that region there as well.
Teju's going on the world tour was crazy. They were actually like having some incredible performances in Korea. I believe was PR'd in Colorado, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
At some point.
Yes.
That's crazy. Like it's not just the fact that you're doing it in another state, it's the fact that it's like on the other side of the country as well. So, I mean, shout out to Teju's, but also shout out to Seel, who, whenever we do see him pop out, always puts on a show.
Doing a really very good job with it, right? Finding so many different ways to adjust your playstyle to all the different regions that have experienced different Bayonettas. Right? The same tricks don't work in the same places.
Oh my goodness.
But this time, it's gonna be Seel finding those tricks, locking you down at the ledge, and taking that first stock. Seel kind of exploding onto the scene this year, right? Like, not someone we necessarily expected to get the results he's gotten, but since Big House has been on an absolute tear, making upsets left, right, and center.
Yeah, I believe made a top 8 at one of the fail-safes as well. Has really been shown that he is not one to be slept on, even if he's not going to every single tournament imaginable, you know what I mean? And, oh my goodness, we got Nana doing absolutely nothing in response to Seel getting comboed here.
Listen, she's just a little climber. What do you want her to do, right? The power of friendship that goes a long ways, but self-preservation comes first. And, you know, that's how Nana felt, but she's paying for it by getting sent into the blast zone. So time, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to grab ledge there, and that is going to be it for Seel's first stock. Teju's doing a great job, GTQ, locking it down to keep this one.
Yeah, and we're keeping it close, and we are seeing the combos already come out. I think Teju's, we already know just how good Bayonetta's combos are, but it really comes down to, can you close those stocks? Because we know that Bayonetta's KO options can be kind of, questionable, but Teju's is really good at finding those back airs. So I'm interested in seeing how the rest of the stock ends up going.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of top Bayonettas, right, have gotten a lot better at finding those kill confirms, whether it's off up tilt, whether it's straight back here, whether it's just a combo off the top or side. Also just playing positioning for the edge guards, and that's really where Teju's made that mileage first off. Doing it again here, right, fighting that side switch on interior platform edge to push you back to the ledge, just not able to find the stock just yet, and the overextension trying to push that advantage state a little further is what Seel is going to find with the desync up tilt for the stock.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be a desync specialist if you're a high-level Ice Climbers main, but it feels like Seel is especially an expert at those desyncs. But I mean, Seel right now, I mean, able to. I'm kind of getting my words mixed up right now, but Teju's getting a lot of damage off and also killing the Nana.
Doing a great job, right? Just taking that close to close, recognizing, hey, these ICs are synced. And, you know, it's not like Nana can just SDI out of my combos the way a normal player can. So I'm just going to take her off, remove her from the equation, and guarantee that this is going to be a Sopo stock if I lose the game. Doing a great job of limiting your opponent's moveset, right? Locking down those options and forcing yourself into an easier situation to win rather than trying to do it the hard way from the onset.
Yeah, and again, like I will say, like sometimes, you know, these Bayonetta plays behind so many combos that leaves you a little bit flabbergasted, and Teju's trying to find a combo confirm here. Just trying to get the side B back air, but I mean, Seel really doing a good job of surviving. This Sopo been kind of going crazy.
Listen, all I'm saying is Bayonetta players are thirsting after her combo game for a reason. This character is flashy, and she will lock you down. Looking for the up tilt, but the clank on the last hit, that was a kill confirm for Teju's. But instead, it's going to be the hammer putting the smackdown on that game one. It's going to be Seel locking it down versus GTQ. One game away from moving on to top 32 winners side. These are the 16 and 17 seeds playing in winners round 3. I mean, hey, it's going according to seed, but the fact that these two are playing so early and not deep into top 8 tells you just how stacked this bracket is.
Oh, for sure. I would have expected this to be a top 8 matchup for sure, but Seel proving why he wants to be in this top 8 of this stacked tournament. I mean, we saw those desyncs go crazy, but even when the Nana died, he's like, you know what? I got this. You know, the Sopo, it was putting in work, and it shows how strong of a neutral he has. Here we go. We are on PS2. Another, I mean, you know how it is. PS2, the go-to, the classic.
Listen, are we gonna see Slay Juice come in and force the game 3, or is Seel gonna seal out a victory here on Pokemon Stadium? This is a great counter pick, in my opinion, from GTQ, but I low-key think this is one of Bayonetta's best stages. The high platform height and wide width means that she can really abuse her movement, plus they're the perfect height for some 0 to death combos.
Yes, not without a doubt. And also you have enough space where it's just, the stage isn't too big to where you can still get KOs, but same thing goes with Seel, right? And getting that desync up smash confirm, I mean, Seel is kind of going off right now.
It's the widest stage we have in Ultimate, but it certainly doesn't have the highest ceiling. Seel finding that KO off the top, locking down the platform, and showing you that GTQ's not the only one who can make use of that space.
Yeah, I will say Tejuice is still doing a really good job with these vertical combos, putting that pressure on, putting on the damage, but closing this stock, again, as we mentioned earlier, that is what's going to be the key part of this game. I mean, obviously, it's the key part of every single game, but wow! We see creative stuff like that. That's what Tejuice is going to need.
I like the dash mix up here, right? Trying to maybe just prep for desync if needed. There it's going to be coming on out, but I like not committing to it and trying to push it further, right? Instead, just locking down your positioning, saying, I don't want to give Bayonetta a platform. I don't want to give her the opportunity to 0 to death me off of a hit. And so instead, I'm just going to reset, right? Force her to just take Nana away from me and then do it one more time if she wants to find the stock. And instead, Teiju's just having to resort to some damage.
Yeah. And right now, I mean, it's looking very even. We see the percentages as close to as close as it can get. I mean, 37 to 38, it's looking close. But that, I mean, that neutral B right there is going to put on some big damage. And again, we mentioned this before, Tejuice does not hesitate to really get the damage piling up, so I like the way that they're playing more patiently, you know what I mean? Just falling back on some of the damage that Bayonetta can do from a distance, whether it's like rushing in or approaching.
Doing a really good job, I think, here, mixing up the movement as well, forcing Seel to really overextend to just even find a hit by playing from this distance and just slowing the pace of the game down. But a mid-bracket update, it looks like Kusi Dream might have taken it over the Great Gonzalez.
Hello?
Hey, in a bracket this big, nobody's immune from an upset.
Hello? Oh, wow, we got the mid-bracket update. Yeah, no, that's a crazy upset. Kusi Dream 2-1 over Marcus. But going back to this set right here, Seel looking to get a win over Tejuice as he takes that second stock and has a little bit of a lead, but is potentially going to lose Nana, but Seel able to hold on. Yeah, it is looking, I mean, it's looking good for Seel, but you really don't want to die soon because you want to get as much extra credit as possible against someone who can rack up as much damage as, you know, a great Bayonetta player like Tejuice. But
however, people don't talk enough, my friend, about just how much damage some of Icy's normally.
I know, it's crazy.
Right? Those up airs, 2 up airs, 25%.
I know.
Just like that, right? Rinse, repeat it. You got one advantage that you did 50 unanswered, and now it's up to Tejuice. Can you find that combo? Can you find that platform positioning? Or are you going to get caught by this Blizzard desync, by that up tilt, in the corner, and just get punched into the blast zone? This is the opportunity to make something big happen, but when there's an ice climber to cover your back, you're never without an option.
Oh, for sure. You always got that power of friendship by your side, as you mentioned earlier in this set. And I mean, I would love to see this go to a game 3 because, I mean, I love both players. I'm so interested in this sort of unorthodox matchup, but it is looking incredibly good for Seel right now.
Yeah, Seel on the verge of locking this one out, my friend, but just not able to find too much, having to commit to the back air, recognizing the predictable timing. Is GTQ with that ABK just to get out of dodge, and once again, looking to just utilize this platform positioning into lane Seel's approach, force an early option commitment, and give yourself the maximum flexibility to find a way back to center stage. Great job to find the opening, but now how do you capitalize?
Oh, here we go. Could that be it?
Oh
wow.
My God.
Game 2 going to Tejuice. Big comeback right there. We're going to a game 3 scenario. Woo!
I mean, hey.
Hot set alert?
Casey, you asked and you shall receive game 3. Here we come. Great job by GTQ to find the opening at the end here. But before we look at that, let's just take a look at this call out. Catches the extra jump that bounce off the dive ABK with the back air. But GTQ coming out of the corner swinging, double ABK finds it, and then reads the SDI, catches you slipping on the regular DI. You saw that go holding up just a little too hard and locking it down. Game 3 though, Seel's counter pick and you saw final destination.
Yeah, we saw the reaction from both players after that game. Like both of these players knew like, wow, that was a pretty intense game. So I'm interested in seeing how this Game 3 goes. At the same time though, I mean, obviously this is great for ice climbers, but I view FD as like Teju's stage. You know what I mean? Like I've seen Teju do some preposterous stuff on FD, so I'm interested in seeing how this game goes.
Sure, but you also have to remember here, Casey, that Bayonetta is a character who wants to make these stocks last as short as possible, right? She does not want to be playing neutral against ice climbers. And without platforms to assist her, she really struggles to find those 0 to deaths. Meanwhile, ice climbers here has all the room in the world to catch your landings, set up those things, and juggle you. Doesn't have the platforms to help lane you out, but against Bayonetta, that's not really what you want them for anyways. So I really like this pick from Seel, and it's going to make for a very interesting game.
No, it's a very good pick. I'm just interested because I've just seen a lot of success from Teju's on the stage, specifically because of the ABK having a greater stage presence due to the lack of a platform. You know what I mean? So, nevertheless, though, I mean, we're starting off with a little bit of a lead here, and Seel just kind of decides to let Nana just go and die, which, you know what, I guess it's not worth the energy, but, I mean, right now it's looking like
not a lot to really do there, because if you overcommit to trying to get Nana out, right, Teju just drops it, fast falls down, and like down airs you to kill the Sopo as well. Oh, Teju's almost caught Seel out slipping, but getting out of that advantage, living to 190 now with this solo climber and racking on the damage. Huge opportunity, getting the grab break as well, just making the stock last past 200 for Sopo.
Yeah, it is looking okay. Finally able to get that KO. I mean, enough offstage pressure, but yeah, being able to survive that long, that's sort of the key to beating Bayonetta, right? Really tiring out your opponent, having to work so hard for some of these stocks.
Yeah, I mean, and just forcing her to reset to neutral, right? She's going to burst, she's got great movement, but you also have a decent idea of what she's looking for to do certain things, right? So how can she abuse her ability to be all these different places at once and to become unpredictable with a limited option set? Seel's done a great job at locking down that angle of things and just focusing only on, well, the limited option set.
Yeah, and we saw, Teju's trying to take that Nana and take it for a ride, but not able to. And here we have a very dangerous situation, but the witch time saves them. Okay.
Yeah, getting that bounce within, right, yanking you out, not putting you in the slow-mo, but because you can air dodge early,
good parry,
a couple of frames, right, getting pulled off the stage, almost a disaster. Seel's gonna pick it back up afterwards regardless. Teju's able to get out of the combo, but just not ever reset out of the situation entirely.
Yeah, this is, again, this is where we're starting to see the FD counter pick really come to shine, right? That Blizzard wall has been so crucial, I gotta say. Because obviously you do have ABK as a Bayonetta, but these projectiles and these frozen attacks have been just ice cold.
Yeah, that Blizzard wall desync just so incredibly strong.
Could this be it?
Stream of damage. It can be there. Just Teju's great job at DIing out, getting pushed a little bit too far away for that hammer forward smash to close out the stock the way we've seen off that desync time and time again. But speaking of closing things out, right, GTQ, Teju's now trying to avoid having the whole thing set closed out on them. You're approaching kill percent. How do you answer back?
Oh, it's not going to be it again. Really good mashing and SDI from Teju's, but is it going to be enough? I'm just not sure. I like that they're playing patient, but is it enough? I don't think it is. Seel going to take it in a close game 3 set. Definitely one of the most interesting matchups we've seen so far today.
Seel did a great job, especially in that game 3, especially at the end there to lock up that final game. By waiting for GTQ to commit to a jump, catching the landing by dash in, Blizzard desync, right? Throw out an active hitbox to call out either jump squat or the landing, trying to do so again there, catching you in the corner in that 4 frames of landing lag you have, right? And then rinse repeat, you have to air dodge out to avoid the next hit, and then just catching that afterwards. Utilizing the desync, utilizing the active hitboxes the ice climbers could throw out to just create an immaculate amount of pressure that Teju's had nowhere to run away from.
Yeah, and it kind of shows that, like, again, Seel, like, we talk about some of the players with some of the highest potential out of anyone like in this general region. Like Seel, you know, whenever we do see him compete, he's always putting on a show. And we saw it with this game 1, how, I mean, even without the nano, that Sopo was really putting in work, you know, saying I can put the team on my back. And I mean, we saw with that forwards match there, he was able to take game 1 off the strength of that. And yeah, with this game 2, this was a very interesting match. We saw the counter pick to PS2, and again, we see these, you know, insane, decent combos. This is kind of par for the course, right? But Pages was able to fight back in this game.
Doing a great job, especially there, right? Utilizing that platform to force a desync between the two climbers, create that vertical ice wall to find a way back down, and timing those jumps perfectly to avoid the dive ABKs. Seel's defense was so good.
Yeah.
In this set.
I will say there, I mean, calling out the air dodge and able to take the whole stock off of it and take the whole game. And again, like, I got to emphasize this reaction. Both of them just kind of like taking the back, being like, wow, that was a, you know, crazy game, because when stuff like that happens, you know, it's got very big implications. And with this game 3, it really felt like Seel locked in, right?
Yeah, and just like locked in, locked out, but again, right, nowhere for you to mix up your landings to get away from that that landing and jump squat pressure that Ice Climber is just so good at just putting out there. So that combined with Bayonetta, right, the more ABKs, the more or witch twists and just specials in general that she throws out in the air, the longer her landing lag is. She doesn't have a platform to go to. She just got trapped with for ages, hitting the ground where Seel could just line up whatever punish he wanted. But speaking of whatever folks want,
yeah,
Casey, we've got some ads, I believe, coming on up, starting with our very own Collision series.
Yeah, no, I mean, big shouts to Collision. I mean, helping put all of this together, you know, has helped not just with Fusion, but for other events as well in the New Jersey area. You know, recently helped with Kink 2024 a few weeks ago, and obviously, you know, you have the yearly Collision Major, so make sure to support one of the biggest organizations here in New Jersey.
And speaking of ways to support Collision in their various endeavors, there's not a better way to do so than attending your very own Fusion Weekly. Folks, you don't need to find the Twitch because